Hey everyone, Sev here. Today I'm doing something a little bit out of the ordinary, I guess, or like in the random. Today I decided to go to locals for the first time in a long while, and since I've been playing Adventure Plunder Patrol for around a month at this point, I decided to take something a little bit different. So today I decided to take a Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 deck to locals, and here's how it went. Alright, so round one, I was against Marincess, and I lost. I lost a match that I really shouldn't have lost. I don't mean to sound like salty or anything. Ow, that hurt. But in if I was playing Adventure Plunder Patrol, I just straight up wouldn't have lost that match. And it felt like it because I was playing DDD, I lost that match because DDD, this format has this really big issue where it has a really big time or a big like struggle. Like if you interrupt it at a very crucial point, then it is almost impossible to get started again. Like I swear to God, it feels like if you ash or impermanence the right thing, it's you basically just have like a big bundle of bricks as your deck. Like that's basically all you have. So I just couldn't get started. I couldn't get over his towers monsters that he created like every single freaking turn. It literally felt like um I literally couldn't do anything about it. And I mean that really sucks because I don't mind I really like DDD actually. But round two was a different story. Round two was a tie against Runic, Naturia, Bestial Naturia. And I played against this guy in at the regional, which by the way, I'll get that video done soon, don't worry about it. But I played against him at the regional. He was playing the same deck. I think he made a few changes since then, but game one, he just had so much advantage. He had his runic stuff going. He had a Nat Beast. He had his Naturia lines just straight up moving. There is no way I was beating that, and I was just like, all right, Scoop, go to game two. In game two, it's a little bit awkward because I don't want to say like I opened bad. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but I wasn't able to do much. However, one thing I was able to do was I had enough scary stuff to where it kind of forced him to use materials. So I had a dark contract with the Eternal Darkness, which basically says you cannot use your monsters for fusion, synchro, or Xyz monsters. You can also not use them for a tribute summon. So basically, it locked him out of his Naturia stuff because he couldn't synchro summon or fusion summon. I don't know if he plays any of the Naturia fusions, but if he did, he couldn't fuse them and he couldn't make Nat Beast too. And I have Dark Contract. I sided in Dark Contract with Patent License because, as you'll see in the deck profile section, I did side it out because I felt like it wasn't strong enough this format for a main deck inclusion. However, side deck inclusion is more than warranted. But yeah, he really couldn't get anything going. Eventually, he made a Cheng Ying because one of the first things he did was he outed the Dark Contract with the Eternal Darkness using a Runic Destruction, I believe. And like from there, like it was kind of I could control the pace of the game just using my DDD stuff. I didn't need to go like big wombo combo, make 10 negate boards. I didn't need to do that because I actually resolved Abyss King Ragnarok, its monster effect, where you tribute it and then you banish a card. I banished a Cheng Ying, and then using Headhunt, I took another Cheng Ying, to which I linked it off for Gilgamesh. And like at that point, we were going into time. He scooped up to go to game three, but he realized he's like, "Oh, we're not gonna have time for a game three." So we took a draw. I really wanted to see how that game three turned out though, because it was a really close match, and it felt like if I had like the ability to go full combo going first, uninterrupted, I don't think he would have won. However, it's we took the draw. We're okay with it. Moving on to round three though. Round three was extremely interesting because this went into game three, and it was against Sprite. Game one, game one, he goes first, and he sets up Elf, Toad, and 3 back row. Pretty scary if I don't open optimally. However, I see 2 cards that I'm playing specifically for Sprite / Bestial stuff, which is the Ghost Bell, which is the Dark Ruler No More. So those two cards, I see them both in my opening hand, so I know this dude's board isn't going to be all that scary. So I start off main phase 1, I Dark Ruler him. This way it turns off his Elf plus his Toad negate. But I know because I saw he searched it off of Jet, he has Double Cross set in his back row, so he just revives the Toad and he gets a negate either way, which is I decided to use the Ghost Bell for, despite the fact I was partially saving it for Bestials because I know he plays Bestials in his deck list. Eventually, he scooped that game up. He scooped it up pretty quickly because he realized like I'd have too much advantage and he wouldn't have enough because he had so little cards left. So game two was, I don't want to say weird. It was kind of like so I think he goes second, and I don't do much. I think I summon Savant Kepler and he ashes or something, and I pass because like there's nothing else I can do. So he goes basically full combo, and there's really nothing I can do. So like scoop it up, or maybe it didn't go to game 3 now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know, maybe. Alright, no. It went to game 3. So game 3, I go first, and I build almost a complete board. There's just a few things I'm missing. I'm missing the Way of High King Caesar, and I'm missing... No, that's it. That's all I'm missing. I'm also missing quite a few things, really. First, he starts off by lightning storming me, which it only destroys the Gilgamesh, so I get more value off of it. If I played Kali Yuga, which makes me want to play Kali Yuga now, if I played Kali Yuga, I would have been able to lock him out of spells and traps for the rest of his turn, which would have really helped because next he evenly matches me for about 6 to 7 to 8 cards. So I was just like, well, I'm boned because this is DDD's worst nightmare. You can evenly match them for a shit ton of cards. You know what's going to happen? It's going to drop dead. That's what's going to happen. So basically what happened was he evenly me, and keep in mind, I managed to build... Actually, I didn't do anything under Dark Ruler or under D-Shifter because like there was nothing I could do really. I ended on a very, very pathetic board. Yeah, no. Oh, okay, I'm getting things mixed up here. That's what's happening. So, okay. I know what's up now. So this is game 3. He goes in. He lightning storms, D-Shifters me. No, he D-Shifters me in the standby phase. There's nothing I can do because I didn't open it. I wanted to get Copernicus because Copernicus would have allowed me to scent Swirl Slime and I would have been able to go in my link plays. However, because of D-Shifter, I grabbed Savant, the level 1 guy, Kepler, Savant Kepler. I grabbed Kepler and I grabbed a Dark Contract. I think it was Patent License, but I had Triple Tactics in hand, so he ends up going somewhat full combo. The board he ends on is Sprind plus Gigantic Sprite. Not exactly the most threatening thing, however, is something quite notable because, Sprind can bounce back if I special summon, which he chooses to do at like the weirdest time. So I summon D-Shifter wears off. I search using Dark Contract with the gate. I search Savant Copernicus, I summon it, send Swirl Slime banish to special summon Savant Thomas, which he bounces the Thomas back to my hand, which was a very big mistake on his part because he gave me a high scale, which DDD has tons of low scales and now currently in the list, but not tons of high scales. So now I'm able to pendulum summon because I triple tactics, draw 2, and I draw into 2 Copernicuses, which kind of sucks. However, I can complete my pen scales and go into my ranks. So I complete that pendulum summon, go into waves King Caesar, Xyz into King Tell. I don't burn for King Tell. I don't know. Actually, yeah, I did burn for King Tell, actually. I don't think we counted it, though. I don't know. Something weird happened. But I end up throwing I slam a Maki next down on that, on the table. And, I go to battle phase. I clear the Sprint, which he takes a ton of damage. Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I'm tripping. But, the Maki next comes down, and then main phase 2, I set the impermanence in my hand, and I activate patent license. So I have 4 total negates with the Maki next, and a 5th with the impermanence. And he has 1 card in hand. There's no way he cracks this board. Like, it'd be a living miracle for him to do so. He draws, he sets a monster, and he sets the spell trap, and he passes. I'm terrified as to what that spell trap could be. It could be anything. That's the worst part. It could be anything. So I proceed with caution, and I manage to get a Gilgamesh and a Griffin on board. And I move into battle phase, expecting to swing for game. And I don't know which to attack with first. I wanted to attack with Griffin, but I know that many of the sprites are staunch defenders. So I was like, well, if I swing in with the sprites, I'm risking taking damage. And I'll need to waste another attack, which is less damage I'll be dealing to him. So I do something I think is the conservative route, is I swing in with the Gilgamesh, and the Gilgamesh gets over a Swap Frog. And so I swing in with Griffin, I swing in with Maki next, and it's game. He flips up an infinite impermanence to basically show that what it was. And yeah, we took it down against Sprite. I honestly had more fun than I thought I would have. But yeah, I don't think I would play this particular deck ever during the current format because Bystials are cards. But I mean, I'd be willing to do something like this and kind of make it like a series, like, oh, I took blank Yu-Gi-Oh anime deck to a locals. Here's what happened. I think it'd be pretty cool. I remember a while ago I took Gimmick Puppets to locals, and that was a mess. But here's the deck profile for you guys. It hasn't changed much. One thing I do want to add is Kali Yuga. I also want to add a Small World engine with Archery Eccentric. So, deck profile now. Alright, this will be a real quick deck profile. It won't be fully in-depth explanation about my about my card choices and all that. So, if you want a further in-depth explanation, comment that you want a DDD deck profile for the current format. So, triple Kepler, triple Copernicus, 3 Griffin, 1 Thomas, 1 Cerberus, 1 Orthros. Would change. I would bump this up to 2. I'd cut the Cerberus and bump the Orthros up to 2. But 1 Triple D Oblivion King Bis Ragnarok and 1 Go King Rage. 3 Swirl Slime, 1 Necro Slime, 1 Lamia, 1 Vice Typhon. Most of these ratios haven't really changed since Battle of Chaos format, really. 3 Reese Map. Again, I replaced this for a Small World engine because it doesn't require me to dome myself for half my life. 3 Contract with the Gate, 1 Swamp King to kind of surprise opponents with some of the weird extra deck choices I'm playing. Triple Ghost Spell, triple Dark Ruler, triple Tactics, 1 Foolish, 1 1-for-1, 1 Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness, and 1 Headhunt. That is all for the main deck. Onto the extra. We're playing 2 Baby Genghis, 1 Big Boy Genghis, 1 Big Boy Oblivion King Bis Ragnarok, 1 really hard to pronounce name, Super Doom King Purple Armageddon, Curse King Siegfried, Crows of the Tyrant of Thunder, 1 Wave King Caesar, 1 King Tell, 1 Wave High King Caesar, double Maki next, and triple Gilgamesh. Then the side deck is extremely experimental. It's pretty much catch-all. So we got 1 Pank, triple Neko main, triple Veiler, 1 Contract, 1 Harpies, 2 Raigeki, 1 Contract with the Witch, and 3 Impermanents. That is what I played. That is what I went X1-1 with at my local Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. I hope you guys all enjoyed this little video. I enjoyed making it. I hope to make more in the future with different anime series' decks. I hope to see you guys in another video. Peace.